All 16 regions of Ghana, A1 Radio in Bolgatanga, ATL FM in Cape Coast. We're on X Spaces, we're on Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrol Sol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. This afternoon, majority in Parliament braces for showdown as attempt by the minority to have some parliamentary seats declared vacant looms.
We find now there are members of Parliament who have declared their intention to contest for the 9th Parliament but not the 8th Parliament as independent candidates, and we want to come back into the 9th Parliament but not in the 8th Parliament. So in that point, how does Article 97 kick in?
We have the very latest from Parliament as they resume today, and the opposition NDC says it will continue to hold the EC to account and ensure it produces a credible register as today's IPAC meeting gets underway.
All these things that we are going through is at the behest of the NDC. If the NDC hadn't seen all these things, these people wouldn't have allowed all these processes to go through the way it's going.
But the EC insists all discrepancies identified have been fixed.
The re-exhibition of the provisional voters register has never happened before. Indeed, this is the first time, and it demonstrates that this commission is a listening one. It is a commission that is open to receive feedback for the betterment of its stakeholders.
We'll take you live to today's IPAC meeting, and rising tension in Kasua Budumburum forces the Roads Ministry to halt construction project after a rock blasting incident on Monday took 3 lives and injured several others, including a 7-month-old baby.
As at this morning, the number increased from 42 to 47. The deaths remain 3, and those who referred, there are 4, as we reported yesterday.
We have more from the Roads Ministry and also hear from the Chief of Budumburum, urging calm as it works to establish the actual cause of the incident.
Well, at this moment, the construction at that particular site will be put on hold.
We have sports.
It's destiny-defining day for the Black Stars as they take on Sudan in search of their first victory in the AFCON qualifiers.
We have details of that, plus the dire condition of the Ghana National Fire Service is compromising its ability to respond effectively to emergencies as outdated and insufficient equipment severely hampers its operations.
And you see, these appliances are very old. One station can go to about 3 or 4 fires in a day because the car is very old. Someone riding an Abubuya can even bypass our appliance because it is old.
That and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. Please do stay on for details. Many thanks for your company. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. We start off from Parliament, where the majority there is bracing for a showdown as the attempt by the minority to have 4 seats declared vacant looms, while former minority leader Haruna Idrisu is leading the charge to declare 3 majority seats and 1 minority seat vacant following the decision of those MPs to run as independent candidates or join a party. Well, this meeting will also see the presentation of a mini budget which will cover the first quarter of 2025 before the new government elected in December presents a substantive budget. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante looks ahead to the short meeting, but one set to be dominated by controversial issues.
At the top of the agenda for this short meeting of Parliament will be clearing government's legislative business, as well as a host of bills that have been sitting in the House for months. Galamsey is expected to be a topical issue following months of sustained advocacy by civil society organizations, labor unions, and the general populace. In particular, government is expected to revoke LI 2462 that allows mining in forest reserves, which has been criticized. That commitment from government was part of why organized labor suspended its planned strike. A new issue which will now certainly dominate the agenda is the NDC's push to have 4 seats declared vacant. 3 of these seats belong to the majority side, while 1 belong to the minority caucus. These MPs, NDC MP for Amenfi Central, Peter Yao Kwachiaka, NPP MP for Suhum Kojo Asante, and NPP MP for Aguna West, Cynthia Morrison, have all filed to contest as independent candidates, while Famina MP Andrew Amwakwesiama, who is currently an independent MP, will be contesting on the ticket of the NPP.
For the Speaker will be called upon on Tuesday to declare 4 parliamentary seats vacant and declare them as lacking constitutional recognition.
The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, will be expected to make a determination if the minority caucus pushes through efforts to tilt the balance of power in Parliament.
Well, that's Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante there, taking us into what to expect in this meeting, and he joins us live with an update. Kweku, has the sitting started? What exactly is happening?
Well, sitting itself hasn't commenced. In fact, the leadership on both sides were expected to address a news conference. The majority that has been here, the minority leader, has not attended this news conference yet. It is here that we have been hearing officially that the move by the minority to get these 4 seats declared vacant has actually been officially made, and that Haruna Idrisu, with the blessing of his leadership, has officially written to the Speaker, and that by way of motion is giving notice that when proceedings begin, he's going to do this. And in fact, this has been copied to the majority leader. Listen to the majority leader give an official indication with these efforts that are now being made by the minority in Parliament.
Declaration of vacancies and all. I think this morning I got a memo which was addressed to Mr. Speaker by the respected member for Tamale South. I got a copy, and he has sent a notice of petition to Mr. Speaker to declare some seat vacant, and he has listed Agona West, Suhum, Amenfi Central, and Fomina. So he relies on Order 99 and also anchors his application on Order 18, and he intends to move the House to consider this matter. But before then, I think...
Well, that's a majority leader, Alexander Afenyo, marking there at that press conference, Kweku. You've also been interacting with some majority MPs on this decision by the former minority leader. What exactly have they been telling you?
Well, yes, before we get into that, the majority leader has also indicated that as a way of preempting this move, he has officially filed an action at the Supreme Court to stop any attempt by the Speaker of Parliament and the minority to declare these 4 seats vacant. He says that he has also filed an application for an injunction which has duly been served on Parliament according to his information. And so that is what he is doing to preempt this move and to block the Speaker of Parliament and the minority from going ahead to declare any of these seats vacant. But the other NPP MPs that I've been speaking to, in particular the MP for Menshanov, he says that these actions that are being taken by the minority are clearly not founded in law and that they are reading the Constitution wrongly.
I think it's an unfortunate position that they've taken, and for me, it's one of those politics that everybody and sometimes they would want to play, because the point of the matter, as they refer to Article 97, doesn't say so. They make comparison to what happened in the 7th Parliament about Honorable Makokwe declaring vacant the seat of Fomina when he decided to contest. If you would all remember, the party wrote saying that they have suspended the membership of that candidate from the party, or that member of parliament from the party. So on that basis, Article 97 will therefore kick in. And as much as there may have been some maneuvering that ought to have been done, because the Electoral Commission declares vacancy, that one is a fair point that anybody would have made. But the point of that matter in the 7th Parliament with regards to Fomina is that the party wrote suspending the membership of the candidate or withdrawing the member of parliament's membership of the New Patriotic Party. But in these instances, as we find now, there are members of parliament who have declared their intention to contest for the 9th Parliament but not the 8th Parliament as independent candidates, and would want to come back into the 9th Parliament but not in the 8th Parliament. So in that point, how does Article 97 kick in?
Well, Kweku, on the move by the majority leader to stop this particular motion at the Supreme Court, what's been the reaction of the minority, briefly?
Well, our understanding is that they think that Parliament cannot be injuncted in the performance of its duties, and that the sense we are getting is that they are going to go ahead and move this motion or sort of get this process underway on the floor and invite the Speaker to make a ruling. If the Speaker of Parliament does make a ruling that those 4 seats have been declared vacant, any other person can go to court, and the Supreme Court can be invited to interpret those articles, and also by way of judicial review what the Supreme Court has done. They do not believe that anything at all that a majority leader may have filed in the Supreme Court stops them from going ahead to get these seats declared vacant.
That's our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Kweku Asante. But what else is on the order paper, Kweku, briefly, before you leave us? It looks like I've just lost my colleague, Kwekwa Sante there, but we'll be following happenings in Parliament today for you. But there's an IPAC meeting currently underway. Let's focus on that now. And Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the opposition NDC, Dr. Richard Tanko Computer, says his party will continue to hold the Electoral Commission accountable for its mistakes to ensure this year's elections are credible. Speaking on the sidelines of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee currently underway at Elisa Hotel, Dr. Rashid Computer said the NDC should be giving credit for some of the changes that have been embarked upon by the EC.
Not division aside, we just want to make sure that the sanctity of the electoral process is upheld, and then nothing untoward goes through the process. We want the right thing to be done, and that is what we are doing, and that's what we have been doing all along. All these things that we are going through is at the behest of the NDC. If the NDC hadn't seen all these things, these people wouldn't have allowed all these processes to go through the way it's going. So credit should be given to NDC, and we'll follow it through until we get a satisfied register. Make sure that the persons who are supposed to be in the right should be there, and that's our position.
We've also been hearing from the national chairman of the People's National Convention, Samson Awingobit, and he says the online exhibition exercise is putting people in rural areas at a grave disadvantage.
The difficulties, we have to look at it in that perspective, unless you give it to somebody to be able to check it for you. And I don't know, the other time we were doing the computer of the use of your phone to check. We're not used to do another one. So that's also going to be a challenge. But I don't have no problem if the EC has opened up for that. But we can only appeal to the EC that also consider areas where network system is a challenge. Just as I made a scenario that I guess came from where the system was down.
Well, my colleague Kenneth Jesse is there for us and joins us on the line. So apart from the re-exhibition exercise, the limited voter registration and also others, what else do you say is on the table?
Well, she's also been discussing with the interested parties the ballot, the voter register, the revised one, which has been made available to the political parties according to her. And she's been providing some details saying that there are a total of 18.7 million valid registered voters on the register, and then with 9.6 million of them, representing 51.6%, be females and 9.08 million be males. And she says that this is in a margin of 2% and does not expect it to change when the final one is made available.
As largely all the discrepancies identified to date have been fixed. As we promised during our last meeting, starting today, Tuesday, the 15th of October 2024, to Saturday, the 19th of October 2024, all registered voters will have a second opportunity to review their details online and report issues they may find to our offices in the districts where they registered. Political parties will also be provided with the soft copies of the register today. I did mention that the hard copies will be made available to all political parties at this meeting. Additionally, the parties will be provided a template on which to document any discrepancies they may have with the revised provisional voters register.
Well, that's the EC chair. Well, Ken, is there also any indication as to when the EC will resume the printing of the notice of poll?
Well, no indication of that yet, but the EC chairperson has indicated that she has presented the ballot statistics to the political parties ahead of the printing of ballots, which will commence this Thursday.
Well, that's my colleague Kenneth Jesse there monitoring today's IPAC meeting for us. Now, let me take you to the Central Region, where the Roads and Highways Ministry has suspended construction on the Kaswa-Budumburam Road after a controlled rock blasting exercise claimed 3 lives, leaving several others injured. The incident, which has sparked outrage among residents and commuters, occurred during a routine blasting as part of the ongoing road expansion project in the area. Debris from the blast scattered across the area, causing serious injuries and extensive damage to nearby properties. We can listen to residents in the area who initially told our sister station at Dome FM that there was no caution from the contractor during the exercise.
announcement. Come on, tree. You have a chance to say, I'm blasting. Mimi sister. We took a fight. We took a fight to see a new hospital. I send you go to hospital.
You heard there some residents complaining about the fact that the contractor did not give them any notice or any warning whatsoever before the blasting incident. They mentioned St. Gregory Hospital, so let me take you there. Currently, we are told that they're treating several of the injured. Revealed that a 7-month-old baby also was among the victims affected by the blast. The administrator, Matthias Ayegri Anaba, described the situation as dire, with patients suffering from various degrees of injuries.
As of this morning, the number increased from 42 to 47. The deaths still remain 3, and those who referred, we are 4, as we reported yesterday. And we followed up, and the one who was in a very critical situation, Anasan is also responding to treatment. So currently, they are only now with 13 who are undergoing treatment, and they are responding very well, including a 7 months baby. So far, situations are calm this morning, and we are hoping, everything will get over. And the police have asked that every blessed victim to come and take the police form and fill for documentation purpose. So as it stands now, that is the situation.
So again, how many persons have?
34 have been discharged. The 34 have been discharged.
Well, that's the administrator for the St. Gregory Hospital, Matthias Ayegri Anaba. Well, the Budumburum chief has been speaking, Anakojo Isel, and he's urged residents to be calm and allow the ministry investigate the matter.
A disaster has befallen us, but please calm down and exercise patience. I understand your anger and pain, but that won't solve the problem. Let's allow the ministry and the relevant authorities to do their work.
Meanwhile, the Roads and Highway Ministry has launched investigations into the incident to determine exactly what went wrong after 21 successful blasts. Public Relations Officer at the ministry, Nasir Ahmed Yate, has been speaking to us.
Well, at this moment, the construction at that particular site will be put on hold. At that site, as I said, we are constructing an underpass over there. We'll put that particular Budubram underpass construction on hold. One, in respect to the souls that have been lost, those who have been injured. 2, to help us better understand what really went wrong over there and see how best we can remedy the situation and make sure that we don't have this occurring again.
Well, that's the situation, and we'll be following that closely for you. Now, it is described as a first responders to emergencies, especially fire, accidents and others, but limited and in some cases obsolete equipment is hampering the Ghana National Fire Service's effectiveness in fully living up to expectation. The service's response time to most emergencies in Accra is very slow due to inadequate fire engines. A member of the Public Affairs Department of the Ghana National Fire Service, Alex Kinnati, tells my colleague Elton Broby on the Pulse that the condition must change.
The whole big area of East Legon, through to Trazaku, through to Adjungano, 69, School Junction, Santo, East Legon Hills, we don't have a single fire station.
Not a single fire station.
In North Legon, there's no fire station. North Legon, all through to Domi, Kwabinya, Taifa,
Agboba, and the rest.
We don't have a single fire station there.
Why is it so?
You see, fire service does not set up its own station. It's up to the assemblies to set up the stations, and then we send our manpower over there. So every time you hear people rather crying that thieves are worrying them, so they need police stations. But you never, I'm sure in the city, you never heard anyone crying that fires are worrying them, so they need fire stations. And so people try to draw a fine balance. Look at a big area like East Legon. They've built a very beautiful police station.
So the nearest to East Legon, North Legon, West Legon, and the lights is Adenta.
Either Adenta, University of Ghana, or Medina. So that's how bad the situation is.
He talks about how dire the situation is in the Ashanti and Eastern regions.
Our plants at Obuasi is out of commission.
Obuase.
Yes. And then this, you see, our officers are ready to work despite the challenges. I think.
So in the absence of that truck, what do we call the fire engine? In the absence of that, you can't move.
It's we being resourced is a national call. It's not for the fire service. After all, I won't go and park the fire tender in my house.
In certain places, in certain jurisdictions, when an emergency situation and the fire service is called, ambulance follows with the fire service, sometimes the police. In our case, sometimes getting any of them to come is even difficult.
As of now, there are plans that Amasaman is out of commission.
It means that most of your plans are out of commission.
The government has promised us some appliances, and we are hoping that it will come on time.
He also provides some updates on the East Legon accident over the weekend.
We have 3 who were minors in the Jaguar. 2 of them were 16-year-old, and then 1 11-year-old female. The Acura had 4 people in the vehicle. Fortunately, the driver and 1 11-year-old lady from the Acura have been treated and discharged, thankfully. And so the people left are the 3 minors who were in the Jaguar. My sources tell me they are undergoing surgery, and I'm sure by now they are done with the surgery, and they are hoping that they should be able to make a quick recovery.
Well, that's Alex Kinati there taking us on a quick break here on the Midday News, live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM, also live on myjoyonline.com. And many thanks to our affiliates across the 16 regions. We are live and also on X Spaces on Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrol Soul Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. We return from the break. We have sports looking ahead to the Ghana-Sudan game. And then later, illegal miners in Atronsu in the Western region defy legal action brought against them by local farmers and have started polluting the only stream in the town. Details of that and more, please do stay with us.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
The luckiest star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to take it through as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the car prizes are in the community draw, or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Charlie, this year's elections, I am really confused. I don't know who to vote for.
Why don't you know who to vote for? Let's listen to one policy JDM says he's going to implement when he's voted.
I think so NDC ban. You be bien Juman kitten. My person branch executive na di omo bejim. Say yankoko na person share poultry farm ketu ebi near mao akoko bono near ton koko na mao near mao eduane a ode beto eduane ama sika ode beto eduane ama.
But why are you laughing? My guy, relax. So this is the reason he wants us to vote for him? Oh, the man hasn't changed one bit. Same old dead goat. Now let's listen to one of the many policies Dr. Bawumia has for the youth.
Jobs will be my major focus. Now, me be training 1 million youth in digital skills.
And see, that's not all. Apart from that, he's going to set up SME Bank to enable SMEs expand, to create jobs for the youth, and also increase demand with the buy now, pay small policy, which is the credit scoring system.
Oh, really?
That's not all, oh. Let me give you the last one. He says he's going to introduce Buy Ghana First policy to boost local businesses to help them expand and employ more youth.
Wow. Now, I know who I'm voting for come December 7th. Dr. Bawumia, you have my vote.
Yes, so these are but a few of DMB's bold solutions for the youth when he's voted into power come December 7th. I've changed my mind. I'm not voting for JDM anymore. I'll vote for the bold solutions man, Dr. Bawumia. Great decision, my brother. This year, Dr. Bawumia's vote, yem fan cheche. Vote Dr. Bawumia, number 1 on the ballot.
This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Let's do sports, Mubarak.
Yes, Emefa. So it's more or less a do or die affair for the Black Stars as they battle against Sudan in search of their first 3 points of the qualifiers. The match kicks off at 1 p.m. and the lineup is seen. Let me just quickly run you through. Lawrence Atisigi in post. We've got Ali Duseidu at right back, Gideon Mensah at left back, Alexander Jiku and Mohamed Salisu completing the back four. Ibrahim Suleimana, Elisha Usu, and captain of the day Mohamed Kudus in midfield. In attack is Enes Nuyama on the left-hand side, Antoine Semenya on the right-hand flank, and Inaki Williams leading the line in place of Jordan Ayew.
We hear.
Yes, but Otuade is quite optimistic about the team's chance. You don't want to hear from him?
I know. Are you done? Okay,
yes, I'm
let's
done.
hear from him.
I think it's obvious that we need goals. We created a lot of chances against Angola. We deserved to win this game. We didn't play well against Niger. The last game, I think we also deserve to win. Very, very unlucky, but there's a speech in German like alle guten Dinge sind drei. So like I think English is 3 times lucky. So I think we had 2 good games with Angola and also a last game with Sudan at home. And this is the 3rd game now, and when we play the way we played the last game, we will win. I think in Ghana is Sinianim. Prensa.
Yeah, so Black Stars head coach Otuado, Emefa.
His go-to word is lucky. Okay, well, in a small farming town of Atronsu, close to Sifri Bekwai in the western region, illegal miners have defied a legal action brought against them by local farmers and have started polluting the only stream in the town. The miners claim to be working under a community mining scheme, but checks by Joy News indicate the mining activity is illegal. Farmers in the small farming town have been fighting a proposed community mining scheme in court, seeking to protect their lands and the only water source. Erastus Asaridonko has been on a fact-finding mission to the town. Here's his report.
They are trying to rob us in broad daylight. This thing will not help our children if we allow it.
These are peasant farmers who have nothing but their land. They are concerned about the degradation of the land and pollution of their Tronsu stream, considered a legacy bequeathed to them by their ancestors.
A few days ago when we went to the farm, we couldn't use water from the stream to spray our cocoa. How do we live our lives if our livelihoods are being destroyed? God created the water. It's not in the hands of human beings to destroy it. Water is life.
But despite illegal action pending in court, the miners are still going ahead, mining inches from the stream. Our checks indicated the mining activity here doesn't tally with the geolocation spelled out in the document.
Nancy Rastus Asaridonko there giving us update from the Atronsu area. And just before we head out, it's time for the national signs and masquerades. And the Santua girls SHS couldn't keep up in the NSMQ 2024 preliminary stage competition as Adontin SHS blazed ahead with 54 points. My colleague Jacqueline Ansmayabwa has more.
I'm feeling really good right now. No sweat, no pressure. I'm feeling really good. We did really well and there's nothing to cry about.
You know, it's been a long time that people saw Yasantua proceed. For the past few years, every time you get to the preliminaries or better still, you move to 1/8 and that's it, you don't get seated because it's been like 10 years. What do you think we should expect from Yasantua girls next year?
Firepower, because just as you're starting a car, you see, it doesn't start right away. So it's going to be fire next year. Don't worry.
Fire next year.
Fire, yes.
Now, Prempe, you're coming in. Are you all rally your support for them?
Okay, so if they try their best and they win, it's fine for us, but we are neutral now.
If they win or we win, we are still going to be mates, but everyone for himself.
Meanwhile, Suhum Presby Senior High School have emerged winners in the first contest of the day at the preliminary stage of the 2024 National Science and Maths Quiz. And the 2024 National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Go PLC and supported by Pepsodent, Jupay and Prudential Life Insurance Ghana. And our broadcast of the Science and Maths Quiz is supported by NASCO, Vitamilk, Virtual Security Africa, Ace Medical Insurance, Build Financial Technologies, DBS Roofing, Syntex Tanks, Family Health Medical School, Chobox Technologies and Action Secondary Technical Media Institute of Ghana, DPS Pipes and Wakanao. And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. We have Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil. Take the Bold Steps, Episode 2. Have a good afternoon.